about this next part here. We are currently in an option period on this house on Dilworth. I talked to you about it. What do? You go get it inspected. But there's a few things that happen during this inspection. And like I said, normally they're 10 days. But this one, we have got a lot of paperwork to go through to find out if we really want to buy this house, if we want to back out during our option to back out. So the first thing that you have to get from your buyer, or from your sellers, excuse me, is the seller's disclosure notice. This is an example of a seller's disclosure notice. There's two different kinds. This is the one that's released by the Association of Realtors. There's one that's also released by TREC that's a little less in depth. I like this one if I'm on the buying side. I like the other one if I'm on the seller side. But what's in here is not really that important for this video, but it is important to your buyers. You want to make sure they read this. I don't want to have to go through this line by line because some things are important to buyers and some things are not. Like as you can see on here, like yes, this one has a garbage disposal, or no, you know, some people really want a garbage disposal. That's why I don't think it's real important in the scope of this video. But you do have to get this from your sellers within 3 days of signing this contract. So this is one of the first things that you're going to look at to decide if you really want this house. I mean, maybe you just really wanted a sauna in there and this one doesn't have a sauna. But one of the important things that I do want to point out on here as we go through this is, are you the seller aware of any defects or malfunctions in the following? So if there's something wrong, they have to put it on here, and that's your first thing before you get the house inspected. So take a look at the seller's disclosures. Step one. Step two, sometimes they'll even have a survey already and something called a T47 that we'll talk about more. But we're going to look at it just real quick here to see if there's any kind of encumbrances, easements. Maybe the neighbor built, where exactly is this? There might be an easement through the back of this thing that allows somebody to get to the other side of the house. And if you don't like that, then you can back out of the contract and you can see this one pretty quick. A lot of times this is already available whenever you go look at it in the MLS. So we took a look at the survey. So we looked at the seller's disclosures. We looked at the survey. So far we're good. Then we got the house inspected. Now this is the example of an inspection report, okay? And this inspection report, he goes through every part of this house. We're looking at structural systems, grading and drainage. We're looking at so many different things. Now remember, you have to kind of take this with a little bit of a grain of salt, but it's not your decision to use this information or not. It's your job to present this to your buyers and say, hey, look, and he might ask you some things. And again, your opinion is not their opinion. It's just simply, is this a big deal? Well, this could possibly cause some roof damage, and let them decide, hey, look, there's these doors are hitting the frames, the locks aren't working correctly. That was this particular house. And again, some of it's a big deal, some of it's not. I mean, I think, yeah, if your locks don't work perfectly, go get a new doorknob. It costs 20 bucks. You know, it's not the end of the world. Or you can ask them to do it. But through all of this, we've decided that they did not like that this house. Oh, and we also got a wood destroying report. So the wood destroying report tells you if there's any signs of termites, carpenter ants, any kind of insect that would do this. Some loan companies want this report, some do not, depending on the type of loan you're getting as well. But this one came with the inspection. That's why I like to use this particular inspection company, because you get both for the price of one. And so then we decided we don't want to buy this house. Not my decision. It is my buyer's decisions. It's a little frustrating on my end, I'll be honest, because we've gone around and we've looked at a whole bunch of houses, finally settled on this one, and they decide they didn't want it. So when you decide you don't want it, you have to notify everybody. You have to let them know. So the way you let them know is the notice of buyer's termination of contract. We are terminating this. We decided we don't want the house. You can keep our option fee, but we want our earnest money back, and we are terminating it based on the unrestricted right in paragraph 23 of the contract. That is the option period. So we are within our 10 days. We have the unrestricted right to quit this contract for any reason. That's what we're going to do. I have the buyer and seller, the buyers sign. The seller doesn't need to sign because it's unrestricted. I don't need their permission. We're just going to go ahead and cancel the contract. And there's other reasons why you can cancel. So if you have the third-party financing addendum, you can say right here, we cannot do this because we didn't get our financing together. That's why you fill out the third-party financing addendum. And there's a couple other reasons, but this one we're talking about the option period. That's it right here. So we checked our seller's disclosures, we checked the survey, we got an inspection, we got a wood destroying insect inspection, and we decided, never mind, we're going to go look at some more houses. And it's completely okay. They're going to keep the option period, the option money. That's right, what we paid for. I mean, that's gone. But we do get our earnest money back. So there's two pieces of paper you got to fill in here. The second one is the release of earnest money. I want my earnest money back. Okay, I've canceled the contract, so I also fill this in. We sent in $2,000. This one I have to have the broker sign. I have to have my buyer sign. I have to have both their listing agent and broker sign and the seller sign. So everybody signs this one saying, yes, we understand the contract's over. Give them back their $2,000 because we didn't do anything. Now, if we're outside of that option period, if we got 10 days and on the 12th day we decided we don't want it, you may or may not be getting this earnest money back. So make sure you're on top of your option period. That's what we want to do. And here's what we do next. We go look at some more houses. We try and find our customers some houses. It's a little frustrating, but you can't be upset. That's your job, just to go out there and show them houses and find them a home that fits them. And if they don't feel comfortable, that's okay. Just make sure that they understand certain things like, hey, look, because this couple right here really likes to look at older houses. Hey, some of the things on the inspection report are going to be very, very indicative of older houses. And it's just, you might keep running into that problem. Do you want to look at a little bit newer model houses? If they say no, that's not, again, you don't get to argue with them. It's your job to show them whatever house they want and help them find one that they feel good about. So in the option period, we decided we don't want it. That's how you do it. If you have any questions, guys, reach out.